Welcome! Woo! Welcome to the Future You live event. Welcome, everybody. Oh my God, it's so good to have you here. I'm excited for you. I'm excited to be here myself. I'm excited for the shift that's about to come and happen for you. I'm excited to have you in my space. I feel like I'm in your living room with you right now, and I hope you feel that way too, because what we're going to experience here today, the sharing, the exchange, the koinonia we're going to have here today is going to be mind-blowing. There's going to be transformation and breakthroughs happening here today. And this is not just me saying it. This is not just cliche. This is what is going to happen. I'm on an assignment today, and that assignment is to help you unlock the future you, is to help you unlock your greatest asset, your greatest potential, which is you, your personal brand, your mindset, and everything that God has deposited in you that you're supposed to use in this world before you leave this world when it's time. So it's good to be here. It's good to be in your space. It's good to have you here. This is the Future You live event. My name is Emily Wale-Koya. I'm a personal branding strategist. I'm the founder of School of Personal Branding. I am an empowerment coach. I'm a life coach. I'm a business coach. I'm a strategist as well. And definitely, I am the cheerleader and host for today. Your cheerleader. Did I say I'm a mom? I'm a mom. Yes, I have 4 kids of my own. And it's been a blessing. My kids are one of the greatest gifts that God has given me. And I'm excited for that. Let's dive right into what we have to talk about today. Unlocking the future you. We're talking about you thinking, speaking, acting like the future you before she arrives, before he arrives, before you become that person, before you are that person, before people are able to see, to even say, oh, you are this, you are the millionaire, you are the billionaire, you are the leader, you are the this, before they even see you're a great speaker. Before they even see that, you need to start to show up like that person. That's what we mean by the future you. Who do you want to become in the future? Start to show up like that person. Start to dress up like that person. Start to communicate like that person. Start to think the type of thoughts such a person thinks. Get a model for your life and try to study them. How do they think? Where do they go? How do they speak? How do they act? When they walk into a room and, they command the room, they command that space. How do they do it? What makes them do it? Their posture, their eye contact that they make, their gestures. These are the things that actually matter when you want to begin to act like an unstoppable force. Again, I'm excited for you, and we're going to dive right into this. How to think, speak, act like the future you. How to build a personal brand that makes you in demand. In demand means you are highly sought after. In demand means you attract the clients and the opportunities that you want. In demand means you do not beg, you do not chase, you do not suck up to anybody, you're not waiting for validation, you're not waiting for permission. You actually attract. You're attracting everything that you actually want to attract. That is what you really need to become everything that you want to become. So I'm going to share a few things with us today, right? Everything I'm going to be sharing here today would be things that I have done for myself. These are not things that I Googled. These are not things that I copied. These are not things that, I'm not sure what I'm talking about. I'm sharing exactly the things that I have done over the years. I've been doing this for about 9 years intentionally. I've been doing this for such a long time. And so the things that I have done that are taking me from ignored, from, invisible, taking me from nobody knew me, nobody's taking me seriously. Everybody thought I was a failure. Everybody saw me as a timid girl, as a shy girl, as a fearful girl, as a da da da. All the things that I have done to take myself from those things, from that person that people used to think about in the way that they thought about me, to who I am today. Where people see me and they think I'm so confident, they think I'm so charismatic, they think I'm so eloquent, they think I'm so bold, they think I'm so daring. People tell me you have guts, you have grit, you have ginger, you have energy, Emily with the energy. But that wasn't me all the time. That wasn't me. I used to be the person who was just too shy, too timid, too afraid to take my life to the next level. But not anymore. And I want to be able to share those things with you here today. So I'm going to walk you through some things that would help you to become this person that when you look back, even starting from tonight, because tonight is going to be you're making decisions. Whether you are someplace and it's afternoon, it's morning, or you're watching this when it's nighttime, it doesn't matter. Today, as you're listening to me, right? You want to begin to make up your mind as you listen. Even before we're done with this program, before we're done with this event, you want to begin to make up your mind. As I say something, you want to think about it as you. You want to think about it as I can do this. This can be me. She's talking to me. I can actually take this action tomorrow. I can take this step tomorrow. I can do this. If you can do it today, great. If you're going to have to wait, because right now it's 9 times where I am, right? So if you're going to have to do it tomorrow, then that's fantastic. You can do it, but you have to make up your mind to do it. I always say it this way, right? No matter who prays for you, no matter who speaks to you, no matter who does anything for you, you have to do the work yourself. You have to execute, you have to implement, you have to take the action. It has to be you. I do my part by being here. You have to do your part by taking the action. It's the action that changes people. It's the action that brings about results. It's not in the hearing. It's not in the being here. It's not in the signing up for this. So many people have signed up. Got over 1,000 people sign up for this. So it's not just about this signing up. That's a good step. But now we need to go from good to great. And the great step would be you taking action. As you listen, begin to see yourself as this person that you want to be. And I'm going to give you an opportunity to paint a picture of your future. I'm going to give you an opportunity to create the edifice of a future that you actually see and want for yourself. You know something? Nobody is coming to save you. Oh, it sounds so harsh. And I'm thinking to myself as well. I told myself this long time ago. I realized it. Nobody's coming to save me. Nobody's coming to give me permission. Nobody's coming to pay my bills. Nobody's responsible for my outcomes. Nobody's responsible for my success. It's all on me. Literally, it's all on me. And you know why I love saying that? And I'm saying it sounds harsh to some people, but it also sounds harsh to me because I have come to realize that I do not need saving. Oh my God. I do not need saving. I'm already saved. I've already been saved. I've already been empowered. I do not need somebody's power. I already have my power, my personal power. I already have that. So I tap into it and I use it. I tap into it and I use it. I tap into it and I use it. And that's the same power that I'm using today or tonight to speak light to you. It's the same power that I've tapped into to bring this to you. Oh, you don't want to know what just happened before this. You don't want to know what just happened before this. So, but I remember my power. When something happens, I have to remember power. I have to go back to my power and I have to snatch back control to be able to do this, to be able to bring my assignment, to make it a reality, to be able to take my life to the next level and the next level after that. So again, the future you is not you waiting to become her or become him, become this incredible, extraordinary, well-promoted, well-known, leader in your organization. It's not you waiting. Waiting never ends. So that's not the future. The future you is you acting like the person now. You acting like the person now. You want to be confident. You want to be known as a confident speaker. Then you have to start to act like a speaker now. You know what act like a speaker means? It means you're going to speak. Simple. It means you're going to speak. You're going to actually speak, whether it's into a camera, whether it's live streaming on IG or LinkedIn or wherever, whatever it is, or you're going to put up your own event with 10 people, 5 people in a small coffee shop, in a neighborhood shop. It means you're going to speak. You have to act like the future you. And I want to walk you through some things here right now. The first thing you want to do to unlock and unleash the future you is identity first, strategies next. Identity first is for you to know this. Identity first, strategy second. So your identity is more important than your strategy. Because if you have strategy, you know exactly what to do maybe, but you don't know who you are. You don't know whose you are. There's who you are, then there's whose you are. There's who you are, then there's whose you are. So you really want to pay attention to those, because you don't become her or him by accident. You decide who she is or who he is. You don't become that future you, begin to think about who the future you looks like. Begin to think about what she does, what he does, where he goes, where she goes, what she thinks about, where she shows up, how her content is, how his content is. Begin to think about that person. Begin to imagine, have a picture of this person. Have a picture of this person. If you don't have a picture, you don't have a vision, you don't have imagination, I'm not even going to be able to help you. I'm not going to be able to help you. And that's the truth. That's why some people, they hear the same message again and again and again and again and again, and they're not moving forward. They're even retrogressing. They're just taking backward steps. That's a big problem right there. It shouldn't be you. So today you make up your mind that you are going to take action. And I'm also going to say this ahead of time. Sometimes some people can hear things like this and they can actually take the action. All the time some people hear things like this and they can't take the action. That means they need a coach. They need mentorship. They need proper guidance. They need hand-holding. So I've been able to balance this for you before we even, so that you don't just hear me and you're listening and at the end you're wondering, oh no, I need help, I need help. This is the help you need. Two types of people here tonight. One, you're going to hear this and you know exactly, you can actually move. You are a self-aware person. You already know who you are. You already know whose you are. You already know what you should be doing. You only needed a simple push. And so you got it to learn. Great for you. But there are those who are here, you hear all of this, you want to do all of this, but you just can't. You still can't. In case you're that kind of person, what you need after this is mentorship, is coaching, is guidance, is hand-holding. All four of them the same way. Are you understanding me? So that's what I want you to know here tonight. Most people try to do before they become. They try to do before they become. Your becoming is more important than the doing. So becoming means first in your mind, your thoughts, your thinking. You know, what are you thinking about? What are you thinking? Are you always thinking small? Are you always thinking not enough? Are you always thinking scarcity? Are you always thinking limitations? Are you always thinking they're better than me? Is that what you're always thinking? Because if your mind is encumbered with those kind of thoughts, you're not going to be able to move forward. Those are the things you're always going to be seeing. You listen, when your mind is encumbered with thoughts like that, those are the things you're constantly going to be seeing. Smallness, not enoughness, scarcity, or scarcityness. You know, you're going to keep seeing those kind of things. So you really want to be careful. I do my best to protect my energy every single day. I protect my energy. I protect what I hear. I protect who is in my ear. Who do I listen to? What do I listen to? What am I reading? Because it goes back to my mind. Some people ask me questions like, how do I work with my mindset? How do I think better thoughts? Let me tell you, the way you think better thoughts, things you hear them again and again, good things. Quality things, substance. Hear them again and again. Play good CDs, play good tapes. Listen to messages that would amplify your faith. Listen to messages that would take your life, turn your life 360 degrees. Listen to them again and again and again. I won't mention names right here, but if you want, you can ask us in the community and we're going to respond to you. There's some powerful speakers that you can listen to, starting with me. Hello. So you listen again, not just once. And then what are you reading? The things that enter your mind. The things that enter, you take them in with your sight, the things you're reading, or you take them in with your ears, the things you hear. So important. So important. So give yourself to hearing better things. Give yourself to hearing superior things, superior messages. It will change your life. That's how you build a better mindset. It's not just by people, I know people say it a lot, work on your mindset, think better thoughts, but how? I just told you how right now. What you hear, what you read. What you hear, what you read. What you hear, what you read. And how often you hear and read. How often, because you can listen once, you can watch once, and that's it. No, you don't watch once, you don't listen once, you're going to do it again and again and again and again and forever. You want to change your life? This is the recipe. This is the ingredients to doing that. Do this. Stay on this. Stay on this. Chase nothing else but this. And you'll be okay. All right? So you must show up as her or him before the evidence appears. Isn't that faith that we've heard over and again since we were born? It's faith. So you must show up as that person. Let me tell you what the future me looks like. No, we're going to do an exercise as we proceed. So I'm going to wait till that point and I'm going to tell you what my own future Emily looks like. You're going to be so blown. I hope so anyway, because I'm blown by what the future means like. And I'm not even done. As far as my eye can see, and as far as God continues to help me to think bigger and stronger and bolder thoughts, I definitely will continue to expand the future me, to expand my vision. But yes, you must show up as her or him before the evidence appears. And yes, you want to also define your future self. This is what we're talking about. We're just talking about right now. The future you. Who is this person? What does she think? What does he think about? What does she charge? How much is she charging? I told some people recently that I'm creating a package that I can sell for $25,000. You see, I can decide that I'm not worth it. I can decide that nobody's going to pay me that. I can decide that, Emily, are you crazy? You live in Nigeria. What is the meaning of that? Nobody's going to pay you that. You're just making noise. I can decide to listen to those thoughts. I can decide to think on those thoughts. Or I can decide that there is somebody out there that can pay me this and will pay me this. There are people out there that are waiting and yearning. They are not struggling with money. Sometimes we think our reality is the reality of other people. Our reality is not the reality of other people, and our reality is not the reality of the whole world. Your reality, because you are struggling with money, does not mean every other person is struggling with money. Because the people around you are struggling with money, does not mean everybody around the world is struggling with money. No. It's a hell no. It's a hell no. You've got to start to think abundantly. Emily, is it easy? No. Should I lie to you that maybe it's easy or not? It's not. But you got to work on. It's taking me a while to work on that mindset, that particular muscle. It's a mental muscle you build. The same way you go to the gym and you try to lose weight, you're working hard. It doesn't happen one day or sometimes even months. So it's a mental muscle you're going to build over time. Over time. No, it's a mental muscle you build over time. It's a mental muscle you build over time where you see abundance, where others see scarcity. You see growth where others see, limitation or limitations. You see more where others see less. You see extraordinary where others see ordinary. You see solutions where others see problems. You see yourself as a champion where others see themselves as nobodies. And this has nothing to do with the school that you attended. It has nothing to do with the family that you were born into. You want to hear my story? My family, my mom, my dad, they're both late. So a lot of us have stories that people don't even know about because the clothes cover a lot of things. See this makeup on my face? You have no idea. So just in case you're like me, sitting down there, you're watching, you're like, my life, I don't even understand. My life is finished. I can never do this. Maybe you even say, I can't buy this woman's course. This woman charges too much money. She always charges $14,000. Yeah. You see, you don't want to think that. You don't want to think that. You want to think abundantly. What can I do to solve better problems for people so that they can pay me? What can I do to serve people so that it can open doors for me? Things like that. You really want to become intentional about your life because the future you is not accidental. The future you is not accidental. The future you is intentional. The future me and the greatest speaker that has ever lived. That's the future me. And the most sought after speaker across the world. I'm highly sought after for my gifts, for my skill, for my wisdom, for the speed at which I bring solutions to the table. I'm highly sought after. That's the future me. So listen, that is the future me. That is the future me. Everything I'm doing right now, everything I'm doing, including this video you're watching, is all building and leading to the future me. You see, it's intentional. I'm not going to sleep and wake up and I'm the most sought after speaker. It will not happen. Even if I pray from now till Jesus comes the second time, it won't happen. I've got to be intentional and I've got to do the work. So being intentional and doing the work, they don't scare me anymore. I'm sold out to both. I'm sold out to the future me. I'm sold out to the future.
The silver crest was sold out to his destiny, sold out to his purpose. Even all the way to the cross, he didn't mind. He heard it was painful, everything was shameful, embarrassing, but he was sold out to it. The silver I'm sold out to the word, to the work that God is doing through me. And you have to become that person as well. Remember, the future you does not wait for the results. The future you actually takes the action, does the work, and the results follow. So define your future, your future self. How does she or he think? Excuse me. What does she what does her day look like? I beg your pardon. What does his day look like? A lot of times I speak to women. So now I'm trying to speak to both. So that's why I'm saying her and his. But on my computer here I have her. So, but I don't leave the men behind because I know they're men watching, right? And my team continues to tell me, oh, you have to include men. They coming in our space, coming into our spaces and all of that, right? So what does she charge and tolerate? What does she tolerate? What does she not tolerate? You have to learn to say no to certain things. You have to learn to say yes to certain things. It's not everything you say yes to. I used to be the woman or the girl who used to say yes to everything. I was afraid of saying no because I was timid and fearful. I'm not even joking. I was afraid of say if a guy wanted to date me back then, to say no. I didn't want to date him. I didn't like him. I don't want anything to do with him, but I will never tell him no. I've just continued to lead him on, because I was afraid. I was never sure of myself. I was not. This was me many years ago, back as a teenager, into early 20s. I was never sure of myself, never. But come to me now and see what happens. Come. Now we've grown. We're living intentionally every single day. So back to defining your future self. What does her brand say and show? Who does she serve and how? What does her brand say? When somebody, your brand is you, I did not teach you how to build a personal brand. I teach you how to become the brand because you are the brand. So everything that you do is you becoming the brand. Every breath you take, your brand is breathing as well. Every thought you're thinking, that's your brand. Your brand is not separate from you. Your brand is not a different entity and you are something else. No, your brand is you, one and the same. Both of you are entwined. You are one and the same. Right? So you want to really define your future self. What does the person look like? What does the person look like? What does the person look like? I want you to, can you journal that? I think we have that exercise coming up as well. What does the future you look like? Have you ever given it a thought? Or you're just strolling through whatever comes, whatever goes, you don't mind? If that's you, then you're never going to be able to get anything successful or really out of life. But if you're the person who wants to take life, you want to take it head on. You want to really be intentional. This is how my life is going. Have you watched, I don't remember the title of the movie, but it was a movie with Serena Williams and Venus Williams' dad and them. They're growing up. I don't know what the title of them, I don't remember. I watched it but once, 2-3 years ago or something. Will Smith he played Serena Venus's dad. And he had a plan for their lives as little girls. He had a blueprint, sort of. He had a plan. He planned their life. He planned it. It was so, I watched it and I was like, oh my God, I wish I could do this for my kids. Well, I practically planned their life. I see their gift and I'm like, okay, this is what we're going to do with this. This is how we're going to, your life is going to go from here to there, to there, to there, to there, to there. That's how now you are adults, right? We're adults. Maybe nobody's even planning our lives. We have to plan ourselves. That's what adulting is about. Go take responsibility for your life. Got to take responsibility. Forget about anybody trying to help you. You got to help yourself because you can't help yourself. You got the Holy Spirit, you got God, you got Jesus. Only you, 3 people you want. They're powerful. See? Great. So you also want to learn how to speak like her because speech is important. Communication is important. Your words are important. What you say to yourself and to those around you is very important. Because presence, when it comes to building a personal brand, presence is important. It's one of the protocols that I teach in personal branding. Presence protocol. And that's speech as well. That's gestures. That's your movement. Do you bend like this when you walk? Are you always like this? When I was growing up, I had what my mom called hunchback. At some point they all thought I was going to be so tall, and that was why I was slouching, because they thought I was really going to be tall. I had long fingers and stuff like that. But at some point, I just wasn't growing tall anymore. But I was always slouching because I used to be so timid and shy. So I was always bent like this. And my mom, I remember, she would come from the back, she would hit me, and she would try to push my chest out, you know, because I was a very pretty girl. So she didn't want my hunchback to spoil, anything about my beauty, right? So how you walk is important. That's part of your presence. It's part of your courage. When you walk into a room, do people turn and stare? Not because you wore a beautiful dress. Not that. Not just that. That is also part of it. But because of how you look and present yourself. Your hands, how do you use them? Your eyes, how do you use them? When you smile, there's a time to smile with over 32. There's a time to smile just a little. There's a time to do that. These things are important for the room that God is leading you into. I feel like busting for these things are important for the room. I grew up in the barracks. I grew up in Ajegole, Marine Beach, Apapa, Lagos. I lived there for 10 years before I left to River State, Port Harcourt to come to school. So if a girl who grew up in Njegole and who was lived with aunties and uncles, and I never really lived with my parents, except up from age 1 to 10, from age born, 0 to 10. If I'm telling you about presence, about courage, about posture, about packaging, if I'm telling you about how to smile, how to use your hands, how to stand like this, if I'm telling you, then it's important that you listen. Because I wasn't born with these things. I learned them. They are learnable skills. All right? So you want to speak like her. You don't also, you don't want to say, instead of saying, I hope I can. So let's try to reframe that. Instead of saying, I hope I can shoot videos. I hope I can set up my Instagram account. I hope I can grow my audience. I hope I can do podcasts. Why don't say, I decided to reframe and replace I hope, because hope is not a strategy. Hope is not a strategy. Hope is not a strategy. The only hope we have that is assured is the one we have in Christ. This one is not that one. This one, you can do it yourself. Right? So don't say, I hope I can. Say, I decided to. I decided to. How does it sound? Does it not sound different? Like you have the power to do this thing? When you say you hope, it means you're not sure. You don't have the power to do it. You don't have the wherewithal. But when you say, I decided to, then it's a whole different thing. Are we still here? I want to feel like we're in one room. We're in one room. We're in one room. We're in one room. So don't lie down on me. Don't sleep on me. Don't yawn on me. All right? Don't do that. You want to really sit up and get as much as you can. So if you need to watch this a second time, a third time, a fourth, fifth time, a 10th time, if you're going to get it once, then great. If not, watch it again and again and again and again. So replace I'm trying to with I'm building. Replace speak from identity, okay? Speak from identity, not insecurity. Speak from identity, not insecurity. Identity means you know who you are. Identity means you know who you are. You are not in any form of contest about who you are. You know who you are. Do you know who you are? Where do you get your identity from? Let me tell you where I get mine from. That's why I'm unshakable. It's from Christ. My identity is from Christ's identity. It's not from my degrees. It's not from my parents. It's not from my environment. It's not from my government. It's not from social media. Like, it's not. Some of you are getting yours from there. That's why you're feeling stuck. That's why you're stressed out. You're feeling so limited. Mine is not from there. Mine is from Christ. And with Him, there's no limitation. So speak from a place of who and whose you are, identity. Speak from there, not your insecurity. You fear too much. Enough. 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 You fear too much. I cast that spirit because of the spirit. I cast it out of your life. In Jesus' name. You fear too much. What is scaring you? You really want to begin to confront that thing. by first identifying what it is and confront it. This is not a time for fear. It's a time for faith. This is a time for you to step out. This is a time for you to do great things. This is a time for you to shock yourself, shock the system. This is time for you to go against all odds. Have that kind of mentality. Against all odds, I'm doing this. It's not easy, but it has to happen because that's the way you're going to break through. Break through. Break through, not drop over. Break through, right? So future you does not beg for permission to shine. And you need to understand that. If you follow me on LinkedIn, you would have heard me say this 1,000 times. I do not chase, I attract. I do not beg. I do not beg. I do not suck up to anybody. I do not beg. I attract. I grow. I become the person who is a magnet for the thing that I'm supposed to be begging for. I will not beg because begging reduces my power. I will not beg. It reduces my power. I will not beg. I will grow. I will do whatever the work is required to do to be done. I will do it and I will grow doing it. Right? So what you do again is to move like the future you. You know, we talked about you speaking like her. Now we talk about moving like her. Right? What would you no longer tolerate? What kind of content would you post? What kind of content would the future you post? I know the kind of content that the future me will post. The future me who is being paid $100,000 speak for an hour. I know the kind of content that I will post. And with content like this where I'm speaking. You see, I'm not waiting for somebody to give me a stage. I created my own stage. I'm not waiting for a platform. I've given myself a platform. I'm not waiting for somebody to put the camera on me. I'm turning on the camera myself. My phone is enough. And then social media, I'm going to record and I'm going to post it. And I'm going to be consistent at that. And I'm going to grow through that. And I'm going to become better. And that's how the future me will be born. That's how I'm going to birth that person. That's how I'm going to birth that person. What kind of investment would she make or would he make? What kind of investment would he make or she make? Do you need to get into coaching? Do you need to invest in a course, a mastermind, some sort of training, go back to school maybe, who knows? So you got to figure that out. What kind of investment would the future you make? So I know the kind of investment the future me would be making. And so I've started every single day. I'm working on that. So I'm way bigger than what I can do right now. But I know that. And I'm committed to making them happen with time. With time. Emily, is it as easy as I'm sounding? No. But you need to get to a point where you're no longer looking for what is easy. This is how you know you are grown. Oh my God. You're not looking for what is easy. You're not asking for what is easy. You are even asking for what is tough. You're not asking for what is easy. You're no longer looking for milk to drink. You're asking for bones to crush. That's how you know you have arrived. At this level, unstoppable. At this level, I'm not even kidding you. At this level, you're unstoppable. There was a time when I wanted to speak so badly. I wanted not to speak to a small group. I wanted to speak. I wanted the world to see me. And so I started asking questions. I called a friend of mine. I told him, I said, this is what I want to do. I want to go to the junction of a particular junction in my city, and I wanted to use a megaphone to start speaking. I wanted it so, and I still do want it, as a matter of fact. It's just that now we're checking and everything don't sophisticate. So we don't know whether if we go do and go spoil the brand or we don't build. If not, I wanted to do that so badly. I wanted whatever I needed to do, whatever would get me from here to there. I was ready for it. So I was asking questions and people were trying to tell me, I'm not sure you should do it. I'm not sure you should do that. So I moved from there to, okay, let me go to the stadium. Let me go to the stadium. Just me in the stadium, in the middle of a big ass stadium. Put me in the center. Put camera on me. Give me a mic. I need to get my message across to the world. I was bent on it. And so I went about asking for prices to use the stadium. All of that. For some reason, I never did that. So maybe I'll go back to it if it's necessary. But you got to really make investments. What would she stop hiding? What would she stop hiding behind? This is another question. If you want to move like the future you, ask yourself this question. What would you stop hiding behind? What are you hiding behind now? What are you hiding behind? Your job? What are you hiding behind? Your divorce? the pain, the embarrassment. What are you hiding behind? What is it? You grief, trauma, shame. What is it? What is it? Is that thing more important than your purpose? Is it more important than your assignment? Is it more important than your calling? Is it more important than the message that you have inside of you that needs to be shared with the world? Think about it. Think about it. And this is something else you need to pay attention to. Micro decisions matter. Micro decisions, micro steps, micro actions, the smallest, micro habits. You don't need to go for the big one. Micro, small. This is the little I can do today. This is the little I can do tomorrow. This is the little I'll do next tomorrow. This is the little I'm going to do this all the time. Little but consistent. Consistent littles will become big. Consistent. Success is not magic. It's daily alignment. Oh my God. Success is not magic. It's daily alignment. It's daily alignment, daily movement, daily alignment, daily, every day. You begin to breathe this. You live this. You are this. You become it. Daily alignment, daily alignment. Even your thoughts, even when you're just lying down, you're not really doing anything that requires, movement, but your thoughts, align it. Snatch it from going the way it's supposed to go. Your flesh will always want to take you to hell. Always. Snatch it back. So daily alignments, your habits and choices either match her or delay her. Your habits and choices either match him or delay him. Your habits and choices either match the future you or delays the future you. Your habits and choices. Your habits and choices. Habits, the things you do every single day, that now become a part of you. They are now habitual. They're not things that, you don't even think about it. Just do that. You want to really pay attention to habits that can make progress. Habits that can actually be progressive, not habits that hold you back. So you see, you can have bad habits and good habits, but they are all bits. They are not things you were born with. None of us was born with a habit. We were born clean and pure like Christ. But life happened. Our parents happened. Family happened. Environment happened. Satan happened. So we started to pick all these things from here and there. We're not even sure for ourselves anymore. We're so lost in our social media. Our identities are lost. We're using other people's identities. We're just been swamped and swallowed. So this is when you come back home. This is where you come back home to the future you, the original you, the divine you, who is in alignment with Christ and His Word. You're in alignment. You're so aligned. You're so aligned. You can host your own event. You can put your podcast together. You can launch a book. You become a best-selling author. You put a brand. You begin to work on your personal brand. You're invited to speak. You stand on stage and you deliver it. And people are wild. You're mesmerizing your audience. You become powerful. You become incredible, highly sought after. That's the future you that you want. I know that's who you want to become. And that's who you're becoming now. That's who you're becoming now. You see, let me share this with you. Real life. So the future me is standing on stage and I'm speaking to people across the world, in China and America, in wherever, Asia, name that. That's the future me. But that's not me right now, right? You're watching me right here on YouTube or someplace. I'm not speaking yet to those people, but I'm aligning with the future me. See, what I'm doing now is in alignment with the future me. You will see that the person, that future me, who's speaking across the world, being flown in private jets and all of that, you would see that person actually becomes. You would see. Oh, God is going to keep us here that long. You would see. In the next number of years. It's not my timing, it's God's timing. My job, my responsibility is to stay in line. My responsibility is to stay in line so that when it's time, I will not be missed. I will not be missed. I cannot be missed. I cannot be missed. I put in so much, I can't be missed. I will not give up now. I won't. So start acting like her or him before you feel ready. This is the summary of this future you. You want to build a brand that makes you highly sought after? Start acting like this person. You want to charge XYZ amount in USD, in pound, in euro, in whatever? Start acting like that person. Let me just share something quickly with you. Let me tell you, when I started charging in dollars, before I started charging in dollars, I'd not made $1. I didn't have dollars from anywhere. I didn't dollars from where? From where? I'm not from any rich home or anything. Nothing close to that. So how did I get into all of this? I'm going to give you quick real life stuff now. As I started, I decided that I wanted to do this. And so I just, small tweak, micro decision, micro habits, micro results to big change. So I changed my prices, or I didn't change my prices, I just added dollars to my price. So my Naira price was there, my USD price was there. As micro as that was, it started to just begin, it just started to change how people started seeing me. It started to change even how I was communicating with my content. I was no longer speaking to just people in my locality. I was speaking to people globally. Just that micro decision. That micro, I don't know if anybody understands this. Hello, micro as that sounds and looked. It led to all of this. It's led to clients investing 5 figures in USA to work with me. Clients I've never, ever, ever, ever seen. I may never, ever, ever, ever see. Micro. So you really want to begin to act like that person before you become that person. So I'm going to leave you with an activity as we round up here today. To write a letter, okay, from future you to current you. What are they going to write? If you were to write a letter from future you to current you, what would you say? I want you to speak back with clarity, compassion, and confidence. So because it's the future you that is writing to the current you, the future you who has achieved everything that you desire to achieve, that future you, right? So you're writing to the current you now. What are you going to say to her? What does she want you to stop doing now as well? What does she want you to stop doing? And what does she want you to start believing? So you want to answer those questions because the future you isn't waiting for the right moment. She's waiting for you to show up. The future you isn't waiting for the right moment. He's waiting for you to show up. The future you isn't waiting. The future you isn't dreaming. You see, you've got to move from a dream to doing. You've got to move from a dreamer to a doer. These are not just rhymes for nothing. They are the truth. Any kind of success that you are going to create in life will require everything that I have shared today. No jokes. It will require everything that has been shared today. Everything. So it's time for you to stop waiting and start becoming by doing. Stop waiting. Instead, start becoming by doing. Take micro steps. Make micro decisions. Every day, your job is not to count or check or determine how long. No, you are not God. Your job is to stay in line. Your job is to believe and keep believing. Your job is to have faith and continue to have faith. When you have a mindset like that, when you build the mental toughness, I bet you would have all that you desire in no time. In no time, because a year to us is like an hour before God. And God is the one who has time in his hands. Forget these 12 years, you and I, 12 months we're counting as a year. Forget. It's just what's on earth. It's what's on earth. It's not in heaven. It's not in other parts of the universe. It's here on earth. That's what we came and met. So I want you to begin to act like the future you by taking the actions she or he would take. Imagine what future you looks like. Where are you? Where's that person? What are they doing? What part of the world do they live in? What kind of car do they drive? Who are the friends? What's their network like? What's their investment like? What are they into? So you want to see that picture of that person and step right into it to becoming this person by taking the action. You want to become a big speaker? Then you've got to start to speak. It's as simple as that. Start to speak. group of 5, start to speak in front of the mirror. Start to speak. Start. I remember when I bought a microphone some years ago. I bought a mic. I wasn't going to use it. The mic wasn't working. The mic didn't make sound. It was a dummy mic. But I was using it to practice. You can imagine. That's the alignment. That is faith. And you got to believe so much in what you do, in yourself, in your dreams, in your future, in the purpose that God has for your life. That you take faith steps. You take faith steps. And so I'm going to leave you with this. You can continue doing whatever it is that you've been doing, right? And continue to get all the kind of results that you've been getting, the outcomes you've been getting. If it's good for you, continue. But if it's not good for you, you don't want to continue. You don't want to keep at it. Because your insanity is you repeating, doing the same thing, and expecting a different result. No, that's insanity. That's insanity. You can't be doing the same thing and expect different result. The same thing you're doing that brings a particular result, if you continue doing the same thing, you're going to continue getting the same result. So if that's what you want to do, then I'm not speaking to you anymore. But if you actually want to get into mentorship, get coaching, you want to get in close proximity with somebody who can actually help you. You want to continue to hear from me. You want to tap into the energy. You want to get guidance of some sort. Then I invite you to join my community, join my coaching program, join Pit to Be You, join one of my programs that you need. Reach out to my team, and let's see how we can help you, how we can work with you. But I'm going to make you one offer here today, right? And this is for those of you who want to, become the future speaker, future coach, future author. You want to become that person. You want to be able to build a personal brand that when you look back at your life, you're like, is this me? How did I get here? How did I get here? Like I look back at my life and I'm like, how did I get here? My parents never went to school. My parents stopped at standard 6. That's what they always call this when they give us the story. Standard 6, that's primary 6. My parents didn't see the falls of your secondary school. University, that's far-fetched. And they died. My mom passed at 49. She was so young. After having 9 children, 9. She never even saw me at the peak of my life. She didn't even smell it. She did it. So if you really want to build a life where, you become unrecognizable in 90 days, you become unrecognizable in 6 months, because you're actually doing the work, then I invite you to join the Pit to Be You course, right? Where we teach you how to build not just a brand, we teach you how to build a paying brand. We teach you how to build a brand that pays you to be you. You don't have to wait for a salary to come after every 30 days. What happens to you getting paid every single day? We didn't get into all of that here today because over time I realized that people that come to me, it's a mindset shift that they need. It's a whole mindset overhaul. Because every time I'm teaching them how to pay to be you, but they still struggle. They're experiencing blocks, mental blocks, because they don't believe in themselves. They don't trust that they're confident enough. They don't trust that they have what it takes. So that's why we're doing this. We're running this Future You series, again and again, and we're creating courses that can help. Confident course, we're creating you become a high value asset, course. We're working on all of these things so that you can begin to learn from those micro courses that would help you now get to where you want to be. So if you really want to build a paying brand, then I'm looking forward to guiding you, to teaching you, coaching you. Join the Pay to Be You course. You're going to learn how to build a personal brand. You're going to learn how to actually turn that personal brand, your expertise, your knowledge, your wisdom, your genius, your gifts. You're going to learn how to turn that into not just a course, not just a coaching program, but into an entity, into a company, into an institution with systems and structure. So I'm not just telling you about monetizing your knowledge. I'm done with that. This is not monetizing your knowledge part. No, this is a whole different thing. It's you learning to get paid to be fully you. Learn how to build a company around what you know. All right? So I really hope this was helpful to you. I look forward to the future you. I look forward to celebrating who that person is, who that person becomes. I look forward to hearing from you. Some of you, I'm going to run into you in the next 10 years or 20 years, and you're going to tell me you were here, Emily, you spoke to me, and this happened for me. So I'm looking forward to hearing all of that feedback and testimony from you. Okay, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. This was the second, should I say was? The second edition of the Future You Live event with me, we did this in March and we've done it again, and we're going to do it again and again and again and again and again and again, and again. And I look forward to all of the testimonies and feedback from you. Thank you once again. Join the Pay to Be You course. Reach out to my team if you want something else. You want one-on-one coaching, you want to run a school of personal branding. You want us to speak at your event, at your conference. You want us to train your organization. Whatever it is that you want, reach out to my team, and we're going to be willing to serve you, work with you to birth the future you. Thank you so much. Au revoir and God bless you.